Wednesday.
Hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day.
And you made it.
Girl, I was flying down the road. But did you see I did a live at the same time?
Nice.
On Instagram saying, yo, we're about to jump on with Chef Roderick tonight, sweet pea.
I am on this again tonight.
You guys have no idea what it took for me to get here today.
Listen, I told our guests that it is the Mondayest Wednesday ever.
Wow.
So anyway, this is episode 11. Look at us. We're cruising this season. I'm so proud of us.
Yes.
Conversation podcast where we are featuring a lively discussion with our chef friends and allies who are basically blazing trails, changing narratives, and shaking shit up. I can say shit now because we're out of Lent.
What am I going to do with you, girl? Oh, my goodness. So,
my eyebrows are
how was your week?
Great. My eyebrows are still crazy, but I'm on the countdown.
Okay.
Listen, I tell my trainer every week, every time we work out, two things. One, when we're done with these workouts, because I can already see my face getting slimmer.
Nice. Yes.
Can you tell? I feel like it looks slimmer.
There you go.
I was like, listen, when I get these abs, these brows,
watch
a whole new person.
She's already very full of herself in a good way, but Lord, in the name of Jesus,
I'm gonna be a hot out. Listen, what that kid say? Hide your wife and hide your kids. I'm just like, hide your sons.
Okay. Anyway, so my weekend. So, we've opened Crazy Beans and we made a full week. At the same time, my little wholesale bakery company and online chocolate company makes everything for Crazy Beans. So I'm still, guess what? I'm back to doing those 16, 17-hour days. After living through COVID, now we're really like banging in, pulling it out. But I am very blessed and very thankful. We are getting great reviews, but I'm going through a whole lot of sugar and a whole lot of butter.
And why is butter back to being like $150 million?
Girl. No, you tell me about eggs. I'm still trying to figure out why large eggs look like small eggs. And I'm blowing through eggs. I don't make all my stuff I'm making for Crazy Beans Coffee and a couple other shops that I'm baking for. I use real butter. I use eggs. I use milk. I am it's not processed baking.
Got you. Okay, speaking of eggs, I have to tell you what I bought. And this is all Chef L's fault. So that was our guest week before last. So Chef L, if you're watching, this is all you. She posted this croissant bread. Do you know, every time I hear the hall door open, I'm at the door. Like, is that my bread? I've been waiting on my bread to get here. Like, I needed croissant bread. And if my trainer's watching this, Craig, I'm not going to eat it.
She's lying. She's going to eat it. Oh, she's going to eat it. So don't let her lie to you. Anyway,
so let's bring in our guest. So that we can talk about the fact that he used to work at one of my favorite restaurants in Savannah. Hey, Chef, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everyone?
It's sunny here finally. My allergy meds are working like they're supposed to work. I'm in good spirits. I'm in Kansas, so we keep doing that, like where it's summery and then it's 32 degrees and raining, and then it might snow. So I'm thinking we're in April and we've gotten all the snow out of our system and the cold, sleety rain. And we're just going to get to that nice, warm, like April showers makes flowers kind of rain. I don't know.
We're full blown heat. It was 82 degrees and it felt like 95.
Yeah, it's definitely springtime now. So
our springtime is a little different down here in Florida. It just kind of goes from winter straight to summer.
Yeah, I understand that y'all want to call it winter and whatnot.
Whatever. We don't want your kind of winter.
I can still wear shorts in your winter.
Whatever. It is what cold is just cold. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're cold, you're cold. But if you're hot, you're hot. So,
okay, so let's get all the boring technical stuff out of the way so we can like get into the conversation. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you went to school, what you're doing now, and then we can like jump in.
And why do they call you Sweet Pea?
Oh man, I can't tell you that. Is this a rated R show?
Well, I know who I'm really talking to, so bro, just lay it on us.
No, well, it's a clean version too, so
okay.
I'll definitely tell you clean version.
Clean.
I'm Chef Roderick Sweet Pete Smith. Sweet Pete is a name. It's a name that I got when I first started in the industry, and now everyone does it. But back then, you can really order stuff on the menu, so the guest would comes in and just order anything, and then I was the only one in the kitchen that would cook them whatever they ordered. And then yeah, a lot of the old guests at that particular restaurant started calling me Sweet Pea, and it just kind of, how Jacksonville is. It just floated in the air.
It was like a secret menu kind of thing.
Well, yeah.
Or was that the password?
I was giving people country club feeling in just a restaurant, and at that time, no one liked it, but everyone does it now, so it doesn't matter. Just give the customer whatever they want, right? So that's why I'm mad on the name. But I graduated from high school, Wolfson. I'm a Duval guy, as you can see behind me.
Duval?
Duval guy. I'm right now located in Savannah. I relocated about a year and a half ago. I got recruited to help one of the historic restaurants here in Savannah, called the Old Pink House, which is a big deal here in Savannah.
Love that place.
I did that for the last probably 14 months, and I just stopped that right at the end of quarantine. So I got another business called Chef Feature. Chef Feature is me with, I do customized spices and sauces, and I have like 1-jar meals and things to pretty much just make the home experience fabulous.
Chef, let me break in for a second, because when I opened Blue Chocolate, you were always a great support, and I appreciate you on that. And even before Blue Chocolate, we've been buddies for a long time.
Right.
But your seasoning and also your fried chicken flour.
All right.
That
haven't even hit the market yet.
Right. So that's kind of a secret. I was very proud of it, only because you would do that just for me.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I felt very special. But your seasoning, Noel's seasoning, correct?
Right.
That is killer.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't put nothing else out and just did that for the rest of your life, if people really recognize that seasoning, oh my God. I think that was buying the balance, right?
It's not yet. Please don't put it out there yet, because people are asking. Right now, South Carolina and Georgia, between Hilton Head and Jacksonville, it's kind of a big deal on the coast. So I'm just trying to keep up as much as I can right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna tell us your secret of the seasoning, Noel's seasoning, right?
Of course not. Hey, you're talking about the signature all-purpose seasoning salt. We got some other ones too. We can kind of expand. We got a Florida salt, a Noel Florida salt, which is one with like citrus notes. It has orange, key lime, lemon in it. We have a gumbo seasoning, and we also have a mushroom salt too as well. So all the spices I name after my daughter Noel. She likes that. Yeah.
Well, you keep it in the family.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. So I know Shanita has a question that's killing her.
What's up?
Go on and ask this question.
I don't have a question that's killing me.
So Shanita comes up with like something.
Not yet. I'm just waiting for y'all to get done talking about the seasoning so we can talk about his experience at the Old Pink House. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. I'm just waiting patiently for my turn.
See? But the one thing that I do want to have to say and bring Chef Roderick in on this is we've known each other for a long time. And when I say that he's been a great supporter, he's been to every last one of my Minority Chef Summits.
Oh, nice.
Bahamas
I'm
to
always doing work in the
Florida.
background, but I can never quite get my life together to get
It's
to.
all right. The next time that we do a Minority Chef Summit, it'll be in another 2 years. So you get your stuff together, okay, young lady? All right. But Chef, tell me why. I remember that phone call. You called me and I was living in the Bahamas at that time.
Okay.
And you said you wanted to come down and you didn't care where you was gonna lay your head, but you was coming.
Right.
And you, let's talk about that a little bit. What was
Well,
why did you want to do something like that?
money was a little different then. Well,
Money is just different in general these days,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
well, at that time, I mean, some of you have experienced it, but when you work, I worked at that time. I was working for a big time resort, right?
Right.
Sea Island, and what we had planned that we can plan 1 or 2 trips a year, right? And the company pays for it. And long as it gave value to the company, it was a big deal. It wasn't a big deal to pay for it. So that was easier on that part. The other part is everyone who I saw was there. And at the time, I didn't know you, but I was hearing a lot of things from you, from my cooks, actually. So my cooks was like, hey, you know Erica? Because, for some strange reason, people think all Black people know each other, and especially in the culinary industry.
Right.
I kept hearing your name, hearing your name. And then I think maybe I looked you up one day, or you know what? I looked up African American Culinary Federation. And then somehow it linked to that. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This is in my backyard. This is who I was talking about. Or this is who I was hearing about.
And then also you were good friends with Kenny Gilbert.
Yes, who was supposed to be going that year. And I talked to him about it. He told me about you. And I say, F it, I'm going. I'm going. So went to every last one of them.
And then the rest is history. And you know what? That those events were, even though I had to do all of the like infrastructure work and the back end work, they're still so crucial because representation matters. And for so many younger culinarians, if you can see something, you can believe something. And so them having that opportunity to see all of you guys all together, collaborating and working together in a very peaceful and harmonious way. And then a lot of them making connections, right? And look where everybody has migrated and moved since then. Everyone's doing something a little bit different, and it's a good way to follow that career path.
And what was so funny about that, at the time, I was known as the only Black chef in Jacksonville. And on that trip, I met like 3 or 4 people that's in Jacksonville. I'm like, what? What do you mean you're in Jacksonville? Huh?
Right.
And
I'm
then I'm like, oh, okay. And we all been good friends since that day.
And that was so funny because I had lived in Jacksonville before that for 7 years.
Nice.
And when we met, I was in the Bahamas. So I was just like, well, dude, I was just up the street, but I just thought it was just such a great thing that how you connected with the students. And now how we look back at our kids, they're married. They got babies of their own. They got businesses of their own. They've evolved, and my thing was, I want you to be better than what I was.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's the goal. Just for them to be, if not as good as you, better than you.
Most definitely.
That was the goal of our parents too as well. So, we're just paving the way for the next generation to be better. And if we get it done, y'all need to get it done. So.
Exactly.
That makes sense. So during COVID, because we always have to like kind of touch base with people on what did they do during the pandemic and how are they, I hate to say the word, but I haven't come up with a different word yet, pandemic pivoting since the pandemic, because apparently it's over.
Oh, is it?
I didn't
know that. When did that happen?
What part of the country are you in?
Well, if you look on the news and on social media, someone got a memo that it was over. It has not quite reached my inbox that it was over. But
it's definitely have slacked off since the vaccine.
Yeah.
But where I'm at, particularly Savannah being wide open for a long time. Like
you right up there with Florida, right?
Yeah, we forgot about the quarantine like ages ago. Like that's old news to us. So, I mean, I just remember New Year's Eve being in a particular place and it was just surrounded or like thousands of people deep, and like it didn't matter. It didn't matter. The booze and everything was still flowing like nothing ever had happened. But
these folks are still partying like it's 1999, and more power to them. By all means, do you. However, I am still a little bit cautious, not nearly as neurotically cautious as I was before, but still very cautious. Now that I've been vaccinated, I'm still cautious about it. So how did that, since you guys you're in the southern parts of the country and you guys are probably basically pretty much open, did you really have an impact on the day-to-day business or not really?
At the Pink House, yes, because I was still there up until the end of August. Okay. And the end of August was like pretty much when they where people can go back to work. Because I was at the Pink House, it was kind of a unique situation where the owner didn't, she didn't change any, people's salary or nothing like that. So I was fortunate to get paid my full salary through the whole thing. Until I resigned. And the reason why I resigned is because I was with the side business, which is now my full-time business. I was an essential worker. And, when you, at that time, all the farmers markets were still open because it was pretty much an outside grocery store.
Right.
And it was insane. It was insane. It was busy. So I was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
Really didn't miss a beat at all. Actually, it was great for me until around November, but the main part was over. And the only reason to slow down in November is because it's just hard getting glass jars and plastic spice bottles, all that stuff, essentially that really come from China through a third party. But all those things are just hard to get in right now.
Right. And I'm glad that you said that it comes from China. And I was, thinking with that previous administration, I don't understand. Maybe they understood, but I don't think that the people really understood like the impact of our our federal relationship with China and how that kind of trickled down to like a lot of women started I'm wearing a headband wig. And why did they start doing headband wigs? Because the lace for a frontal comes from China and there was a shortage, and they
even if you go, I didn't mean to cut you off, but even if you go to like the Targets and the Walmarts of the world, it's a lot of empty shelves. You never saw empty shelves in
not
Walmart
at Target.
or Target, but it's empty shelves everywhere. And Gatorade is having the same problem. Coca-Cola, Pepsi.
You know who else that you don't think of? Dollar Tree.
Yes.
Dollar General, because that's that low price point, and almost all their stuff comes from China.
Mm-hmm. And then, and it's a flip side too. When you do get something, the prices go up. So everyone has to change their prices and adjust to that too as well. So it's just another piece of the puzzle that you just gotta find where it fits in and make it work for you.
Okay, so let's talk about this like social media thing. Did you start doing TikTok during the pandemic, or you were doing it before the pandemic? We already kind of talked about it. I have been very TikTok resistant.
I started watching it during the pandemic, and it was just hilarious to me. And then I watched this particular video on Gary. It was Gary V, and then it was Max Maxwell, both who was big time in real estate and entrepreneurs. And they were just saying how important content is. And it doesn't have to be quality content. Just put out content.
No, it doesn't have to be quality.
And I'm just like, what? No, it have to be quality. So all this time I've been like, man, I don't want to do videos, And my biggest thing was I was scared that my mom would see how I am outside of her house. That's my biggest thing. That's always been my fear. That's why I always been scared to go on Food Network. I was scared to go like on all these reality cooking shows because like
you have to tell your mom not to watch.
My mom is gonna see how mean her son really is in the kitchen, and see how he cuss, and see how he really go at people, And I always been afraid of that, and now I just don't. I'm 40 now.
I don't have that problem. Everyone knows that there's a side of me that there's a side.
I didn't want to show mom. I essentially didn't want to show mom Sweet Pea, which is crazy. That's the Sweet Pea side, and she don't.
Mom's not listening right now, is she?
No, well, maybe. Yeah.
So you started making the TikToks, and then what?
The sales of my online sales have been up since about 45% now.
Wow.
So it shot through the roof. I think for everyone, it's very important when it comes to branding, and I think it's the best platform out there right now. It is the number one platform, and the average person that goes on TikTok stays on there for 2 hours.
Yep.
What?
Because they're strolling.
Yeah.
I got addicted to, well, I don't want to say addicted, but my kid Sammy, he used to say, "Mom, get off TikTok." Because I would just sit there and I would just be going and going. I'm like, "Oh, can you do this dance? Can you?"
And another thing that video that I told you I saw through Gary Vee and Max Maxwell is you probably got about 6 months before it becomes like super, super mainstream. Right now, it's still in that phase where it's like, I don't want to get on that, or that's for kids, but now you're going to see the big corporations going towards it.
Okay.
And it's going to be everywhere.
It's like Snapchat. Once you start getting ads on Snapchat, it's like
you got about a solid 6 months left.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can I tell you, how long does it take for you to make a TikTok? I'm not a TikTok person. If someone wants to
So Erica, let me tell you what I do. Let me tell you what my recipe is.
Uh-huh.
All I honestly do is record what I'm eating. Everything you see in every video,
you're eating. That's right.
That's everything. Everything. Even if it's leftovers, I turn that into a story or a video. I'm like, hey, I got some leftover X, Y, and Z. This is what I did with it. And like that's literally what I do. And if I'm not eating something that day, meaning if I went out to eat, which is very rare, but if I do, I usually you could just record pictures too. Record pictures, and we all got good taste in music, like all of us. I'm like, really? So you find a dope song to put it with, and scribble here and there, and there you go.
See,
so once you put it out there, it's good.
I get trapped in this whole perfectionist mode. It's like I will record the videos, edit the videos, and then when they come back from the editor, I watch it and I scrutinize the video to the point that it never gets posted.
Well, you can do that too, but they help you out in like putting whatever you're doing in order.
But when you say they help you out, is there like a template or something? I'm truly not a
when you first get started,
regular videos. I can do a live and keep on going, but all that editing and stuff.
No, when you first get started, they give you templates. Anyone who gets started, I always say, hey, just start with pictures first, so you'll see the flow of how it works. But all you have to do is you do little snap. Well, I do little snap videos of whatever I'm doing, and TikTok will put it in order.
Huh.
And then you get to pick. You can go in that frame and be like, well, I don't want that part of the video. I want this part of the video. And it's like, look, Erica, if I can do it, anyone can do it. That's all I got to say.
But then I got to find the time. If that's going to take away from the
that's what I keep telling you. For you, it is turning on the camera when you're working. It's not finding the time. It's literally get a what I have right here.
I'm messy. I don't want people seeing how messy I am in the kitchen.
Get a ring light.
It doesn't matter. It could just be like your display of breads or cakes.
Right.
It's
so
gone. Because
also,
TikTok,
my question is, when you started TikTok, did you have all your like little equipment, like your little camera holder?
No.
No,
I just you can go and look at my first TikTok. My first TikTok was just pictures, I think. Yeah. Right. My first 2 TikTok was following the template, and I actually did it for Noel because I was raising money for Noel.
It's as simple as this, Erica. This is on Amazon for like $8.
You don't even need that.
She don't have nothing to hold it with. It's small.
You don't. But what I'm saying is, you don't even need that. You literally just need to take your phone, video this, video that, and TikTok will put it all together for you.
So, but see, I want that one little.
It does help, Chef.
I want that one little phone where you connect your phone and then it follows you. I know. Okay, I got spoiled. I went down to Chef Vicky's shared kitchen, and I had to do a cooking class. Right, man. They had my iPhone. They had 3 of their iPhones. They had it hanging upside down. Like they saw
That's way too elaborate for TikTok.
But I'm just saying, you guys,
you're thinking on a YouTube level.
That's exactly that. Is
when it comes to TikTok, and you probably like if you go on Instagram Reels, that's all. That's TikTok. That's the same thing. Right. And you just take little bits and pieces and they put it together and it's really, really, really easy.
The only reason I told her to get a thing to sit it on is because she doesn't have anybody to record her. You can literally point this at your hands and not show anything. Girl, so I have made that TikTok.
Shanita's, you're getting loud. You're getting loud with
the camera. It's my mic. Sorry. I was going to say I made a reel with I made beef stroganoff, and that stroganoff has splattered like all over my stove. It was so messy. I just put the camera right on the pot.
Right.
Right now on TikTok, I am known for a blackened chicken sandwich. That's it. After everything you've seen, it's the blackened chicken sandwich. And the only reason, at least I think, it went viral, it got up to 100. It got up to 250,000. But the only reason is because I said my biggest pet peeve when I go to a restaurant is overcooked chicken.
Wow.
And I did this blackened chicken sandwich, and people is just like in love with that chicken sandwich.
Hey, you guys, I have to apologize. My neighbors have 3 dogs. You hear these? They're out there having a stroke, and they're no bigger than this. Right?
Those dogs get live.
This is what I live next to. I love my neighbor, but her dogs drive me crazy.
Side note, I'm trying to move, and for that reason, I'm like, I don't want to be by anybody with pets, and I want to be upstairs. I do not want anybody else above me. I've had a whole pandemic with somebody upstairs with a dog and a 3-year-old.
Imagine I feel like I'm suffering. My bedroom is in the back of the house at their backyard. So my window is right there. And it's like, so right now I'm having like a little mental attack on the show.
The dogs
out there or something.
The dogs are killing him. So, okay. So you said, you're like a TikTok chef extraordinaire.
Yes, you are.
I'm okay. I'm not sure now. I just got 3,200 followers. That's
you're extraordinary.
That's a lot.
Not in the TikTok world.
No, my son I think has 100,000 followers and 3.
Oh my God, what does he be doing on TikTok?
Nah, he's extraordinary.
He makes fun of me. Most of the TikToks of him are, I don't have a robe anymore, and I don't have I got a new bonnet. And he took my son's wig. So he's got my son's wig, my bonnet, and my robe. And he literally makes memes of TikToks about the things that I did to him growing up.
Oh, God.
Right. If he becomes famous, I told him he has to pay me 10%.
Well, that means you're famous. 100,000 people know who you is.
Right. Yeah. Now that I'm on TikTok, I'll be like, you need to tag me now.
Right.
You're gonna be the bonnet lady.
I'm the bonnet lady. So when did you also, we talked about this like travel chef, personal chef, food destinations. I mean, that's something that I think that as we move past COVID, I know that I've been getting requests for more intimate where people get their little group of friends and they're like, hey, do you want to come to our vacation and cook for us? We've all, we've all had our COVID tests and we know each other and we're in these more like intimate spaces where they still get that vacation, but then they're getting that chef experience too without having to like go out.
So that started from my I call them my Atlantic Beach family. The Eastons. The Eastons started with me when I had a company called Sweet Pete's Catering, and I would go to the Bahamas with them 1 month out of the year, every year. So that's where that come from, and her, introducing me to friends and families, and that's how it started. So up and down this coast, I just cook for anyone who invite me in the house for a certain number now. But back then, I would do large parties and block parties and whatever. But now I don't. I kind of keep it simple and charge accordingly. But that works out great. And then now Chef Feature just partner up with the travel agency. That's right. Yeah, where we're going to start focusing on food destinations. We focus on food destinations, and what we would do is wherever you're going, we can do your reservations. We can hook you up with the chef, the owner, and just give you a different type of experience when you're traveling.
So while you're doing that, Chef, have you connected with Chef Celestia with her home in Montego Bay?
No, not just yet. I'm going to be working on that, but I haven't connected with her on that just yet.
Okay, because I know a lot of chefs throughout the Caribbean that have some awesome homes. I don't want 10%. I just need a free trip every here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I can connect you, and then
And then we also can do the basic, day-to-day travel. If it's flight or car rental or destinations or excursions, stuff like that. So it's great, and it works great for me because no matter, I get paid wherever I go. I get a kickback wherever I go now, so which is awesome.
Nice. So are you so you only working with travel agents, or are you doing that with like Airbnb as well? Because I've heard
that's also in the process. But we're only going to start with the people that's here locally. We would get with them and start helping them on that process too as well, just to get people here and just give them a different type of experience. And I got all the contacts with all the restaurants, all the chefs and the owners, so I can get reservations that no one can. And like I said, like we talked about, like when I was at the Pink House, you can't get a reservation unless you know someone in there, or unless you just call a month or two out. But other than that, you're not getting it.
I was gonna say that. So I knew that we were going to Savannah for spring break in like January. And so I made the reservation in January for the middle of March, which oddly enough, I did not know that St. Patrick's Day was such a thing in Savannah.
Oh yeah, that's the Super Bowl.
So we're on that little river walk, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl of Savannah. It's
with the kids, and we're walking and being all touristy, and then all of a sudden there's beads and breasts. I'm like, okay, I think it's time to go back.
Actually, I won't say the Super Bowl. It's like Mardi Gras for Savannah.
But also this year though they canceled, correct?
Yeah, they canceled, but they really just canceled the parade. People still came there. The clubs, the streets, everything was still packed. And now they just built, Marriott just built this whole new like museum, part of the Plant City, Riverside thing that's just crazy right now. It's bringing in a lot of tourists.
But and that's also great for you because they also send more people and tourists towards the flea markets and the all natural organic markets, correct?
Yeah, all the farmers markets. And the one in Savannah, I'm at the Forsyth Farmers Market, which is like the biggest historic park in Savannah. And it's traffic moving all the time. So there's a lot of hot sauce being sold. A lot.
Oh yeah. And people, you guys, his hot sauce is delicious.
You have to give us the website so that I can share, because I don't think you gave me the website for your hot sauce.
It's cheffeature.com.
Cheffeature.com. So people have to go there to check out your sauces. Is that where they go to book you to if they're local?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm like a chef now. I want to be flued out, but like for work purposes. So
yeah, you can contact me anytime, anywhere off that website.
Yeah, I could use a vacation. So if anybody's watching and they want me to come and chef with them in a warm country.
I'm trying to get you to come to the Bahamas, but I know we have big plans. We have big plans coming up. So
I have to move. And so it's like I can't do the Bahamas, move, and then my birthday. That's a whole lot in a 3 month.
She loves to say her birthday.
Yeah. But if you need any assistance in getting all that stuff arranged for all your travels,
Hey man, where did you say we wanted to go for our birthday?
I want to go to Tulum.
That's where she wants to go.
All right, I'll look into that. And another thing people don't know about the travel industry is as agency, we get the cheapest rate. People think they get the cheapest rate when they go to like Priceline and all that. No, you get the rate minus the taxes and the fees that they don't tell you about.
And that's the thing. It's like Expedia is cheap until you put your card in. And then you're like, wait.
Yeah. Then they add all the taxes, all the hotel fees, and depending on what country you go to and what state or city you go to, the hotel taxes are a little different. Like if you go to Miami hotel taxes, I think is like 13%.
Las Vegas too. And if you don't pay attention, you think you paid for your room until they hit you with that tax when you check in.
And I keep telling you, because on social media now, there's a lot of so-called like traveling gurus that will tell you like hacks and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, there's a hack, but go look at that flight. You're flying between 2 a.m. and like 5 a.m.
Right. You know? There's an airline called Irit. And I can't say that. I'm just going to call them Irit. And I flew them once. By the time you were like, oh, it's so cheap. So first of all, I felt like I was sitting on the lap of the person next to me because those little seats were so small and so close together on that plane.
So let me tell you about that airline. So that airline I invested in beginning of quarantine. I invested a lot of money in the stock market during quarantine. That's one thing I did smart. And that airline you're talking about made me a ton of money. It's still making me a ton of money. It's up like 400%.
No, people still fly it. I'm not going
to. I don't see how, and I ain't complaining. I'm like, whatever they're doing, keep doing it. Keep doing it. You are helping Noel College Fund right now.
Oh, but what I was saying, like with like what we think is like fees, right? You go on to those sites and you get a ticket with them, and then you think that it's a low price flight, but then they charge you for every single little bitty thing.
You're gonna wash your hands, that's $10.
You want to breathe oxygen, $5. Yeah. This flight didn't come with oxygen.
Like leg room, give you
I have never heard of this airline.
You've heard of it.
Wow.
Yeah. They go to South Florida like all the time.
Oh, really?
It's like the budget Southwest.
Yeah. I've
never paid any attention to that. You know, I'm pretty much American, Delta, and JetBlue.
Yeah. Delta gets my entire black.
Who, Delta?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They lost my bags 2 years in a row going to New York. So either I'm on some type of list.
I ain't talking bad about none of them. They all doing good by me right now. They all good in my book.
I'm a flyer, but if I have to choose Delta, either I'm packing with my stuff with me.
Right. Or you shipping ahead.
I'm shipping it ahead, but I will never check a bag with Delta ever again.
Just invest, and it make you feel much better about your experience if you just invest with them. It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna invest in the.
Would you get your dividends back? It's fine. Trust me. It's fine.
I won't be so mad about that lost bag twice.
Oh, it's a lot of things I don't get mad now because I own stock in it. Walmart is another one. Walmart is another one. Like, I used to hate Walmart.
You don't now.
My daughter's like, why are we going to Walmart? You hate Walmart. Like, because we got a couple of shares in it. It's good. It's up like 200%.
Listen, with Walmart, at the point where I could pull up and text y'all, and you're going to put my groceries in the back of my car.
Right.
Bless the Lord, okay? Because if anybody's ever had to shop with a 7-year-old, you already know your shopping bill is going to be up because they want to get all kinds of zooms and whams that you do not want to purchase.
That is the best thing I did during quarantine is put my money in the market. So
I think a lot of people jumped into the market. I'm still learning. You know, I was one of those little Robin Hood people. Mm-hmm. And also you can, invest on Cash App. So, I was just dabbling in that. But now I have, I have somebody else too. So I had all three, but with different stocks. So, I'm still learning.
Let's talk about our industry for a little while, because I feel like I was on a conference call earlier in the week, and they were just talking about how, all of these business sectors in which they work in are rebounding and doing all these things. And I was like, that's great. But you guys have to understand that the food industry is very late to this whole pandemic pivot thing. A lot of the funding was slow coming and not dispersed equitably amongst the industry.
And also,
it
it
doesn't
was
even
the
matter
last
now.
industry to be paid attention to.
Well, it doesn't even matter now because even if you have the money, you can't even give the money away. You can't get nobody to work.
Dude.
So and it's not, we're getting hit the worst, but it's everywhere. Everybody's having this problem.
Right.
And we know that's what happened when you give out free money. And
yes, but at the same time, they're not giving out $1.4 million to each person. They're giving $1,400. That money gone into that. And
you're looking at it far as one individual.
Right.
But if you're a person with 3 kids, or if you're a family with 3 or 4 kids,
right,
you're talking about $5,000-$6,000.
Right, but $5,000-$6,000.
Wait a minute, along with unemployment. So with that, you can have a little nest egg for the next 2 or 3 months. And wait a minute. And we didn't talk about getting your income tax check.
Hey.
So that's probably,
if y'all see me with some new weed, don't judge me. No, I'm playing. I'm kidding.
That can be for a family of 3.
Right.
That can be anywhere from $5,000 to up to maybe about $10,000.
Right. And for some people, now I think that here's what I don't like to do. I don't like to generalize. So I think that you have 2 segments of people, right? Because I see people now, I'm driving around. I see the 30-day temp tags. I know that y'all all went out and got SUVs and brand new cars and all this stuff. And that's great. Do you, boo-boo? However, there are a group of people who are like, when you look at the people who, I think that the come up is more for people who are used to this system, right?
Right.
There are people who slid into poverty as a result of this pandemic, that little $5,000 to $8,000, maybe $10,000 come up is maybe 2 months worth of bills. They've got mortgages, they have multiple car notes, they have, all of this, that, and the other that they have to pay for. And then some of them got disqualified for unemployment because it took so long to pay that they took money from their 401ks just trying to survive. And then that looks like income to unemployment. So you do have a segment of people that I think are genuinely doing right. And you do have a segment of people that are abusing it. You just do. There are people who really could go back to work and are simply choosing not to, because every time they extend the unemployment, they're like, I'll sit here and make a few phone calls and pretend like I'm applying for a job and continue to get this unemployment. And then there are people like in my situation, what they're offering to pay people, it's like, that's an insult. Like, I'm looking at
probably all they can afford, though.
Right. And that's the issue, is that I don't think that I understand that what the government was trying to do, right? Taking basically the $600 a week is $15 an hour for 40 hours a week. But they didn't consider that small and micro businesses cannot afford, with the current systems, you can't afford to just across the board pay people $15 an hour.
Well, they considered it. They just don't care. Just the bigger ones that's just going to survive. I mean, that's just how it is.
Right.
Everything, it's a reason why Walmart is the #1 retailer in America. It's
but
a
at
reason
the detriment of what, right? At the detriment of small and micro businesses, your mom and pop shops and your corner stores and the places that you used to shop and grow up and get your penny kitty, all those places are going to go out of business.
I mean, just look at Dailies, look at the Shell gas station, look at what is it, Wawa's or Hoo-Ha's or places like that, Buc-ee's. Even the gas stations have taken over. I have a friend of mine who used to tell me, I had a diner a couple years ago, and they used to think my competition was like other diners. Like, what, my competition? My competition was like the gas stations, because that's where a lot of the people in the, where I worked at, that area, the warehouse district, that's where all the workers went. They went to the gas station, they'll fill up on gas, they'll get a breakfast sandwich, and then off they go. And they'll do the same thing for lunch. They'll refill up on gas, they'll get them a little 2-for-1 hot dog or the little frozen Mexican tortillas or whatever, and then they out. And then after work, they get a sandwich, a burger, a beer, gas, and out. So like, it's just
So
large
that's what I'm
corporations.
saying about like the history and the changing in our food industry. The way that this current like restaurant structure is set up, I don't see any like longevity in it. The way in this old way of doing things. I just don't know how we're gonna in 2022, let's say, be operating in the 2019 restaurant environment. I don't see how that's all gonna work out.
Well, I think it. Go ahead, Erica. You have something?
No, go ahead.
I think it would be the same. I think it would be better actually because small businesses who did survive was forced to implement things that they wasn't accustomed to that's going to benefit them longer on. You know, a lot of places that wasn't accustomed to doing to go food, and you have the Door Dashes and the Uber Eats and all that. They wasn't accustomed to that. So now you have to have that now as an extra revenue. So I think from that end, it'll be better for the actual restaurant once everything comes back around. Because there's a lot of people that's not going to be dining like they usually dine. And there's a lot of people that just accustomed to just getting their stuff to the front door. It's the same thing with grocery shopping too. I mean, you don't see that many people in the Krogers and the Publix of the world anymore. They just get it delivered to the even it's a shortage in Uber drivers. At one time, Uber drivers was everywhere.
There was a wait list. You couldn't even apply. They're like, sorry, we have more.
So now a lot of those Uber drivers and those Lyft drivers, they went to delivering groceries.
Yeah. The Instacart.
Yeah, because it's easier. They drop off groceries. They get tipped pretty good because most people tip on that app because of that. And in some ways, shape, or form, it's safe too.
Isn't it weird how the consumer's mind works? Like people feel like it's like absolute necessary to tip on a grocery delivery, but like on a Uber and a Postmates, it's optional. Like how does that? I'm like, how do you quantify that in your brain? Like,
yeah, you know, people do what they want with their money. You know, giving the option.
Right. Can we jump back to the $15 wage for 1 second? I had a conversation this morning because I've been posting for Crazy Beans Coffee for 2 more baristas, and I've posted also for Simply Erica's, which is a wholesale bakery and online chocolate company, right? So I need bakers and I need a cook or a prep cook, part-time cook. So right now I have it up there starting at $10. So I was having a conversation with another chef and she goes, Erica, the people on food trucks, they're hiring people at $15 an hour.
Yeah,
and I said, okay. So, well, I have to try to figure out how I'm going to be able to afford between $12 to $17 an hour to bring people in. But also, if I get an experienced one, I'll give you what you're worth. But if I have to go and get someone that I have to train, I feel like I just got pooped on because I'm paying them $15 an hour and they don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's the world we live in now.
That's the paradigm shift that I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to change your cash flow structure. I mean, it's crazy. In places that don't take tips, gonna have to enter in like some kind of tip system to like maybe cover that $5 difference in some way. I mean, that's just the way we are. But I mean, look at it. I mean, it's affecting everyone, even the large corporations, because not to go back to Walmart and Target.
I was going to talk about Walmart again. We can't.
Publix. Oh, okay. So y'all voted, or y'all going to vote for $15 an hour. Well, we ain't gonna have no cashiers. So bag your own shit.
Right.
So,
and so my Walmart near me, in addition to them my Walmart near me tested this out during the pandemic. They have, throughout the whole pandemic, they have been virtually cashierless. It has been self-checkout and customer service, because that's where they keep like the cigarettes, the lottery tickets, the money orders and all that. So if you need a person, you got to go to customer service. However, if you have things that need to be weighed, they're like, nah, we don't have a scale over here. We can't weigh stuff like bananas and all that. You're going to have to do 2 separate transactions. But do you know something else that they're testing out? It's an automated inventory robot. So it goes up and down the aisles counting
It's the tags.
and counting all of the product,
Right.
so that they now are moving, so that they won't even, basically they're trying to move it so that the only thing that they need people to do is
It's
restock.
stock the shelf. It's
That's
stock
it.
the shelves.
Yep. So they'll have a slew of people in the store from 3 to midnight doing stocking, but then, you know, you're going to be on a very skeleton crew prior to that.
I haven't been to Costco in a long time. So we have up here in Savannah, we have Sam's Club.
Right.
And I go to probably 5 different Sam Clubs during the course of the week, from South Carolina to Jacksonville, right? All of them, no matter what time you go in there, it's 2 cashiers. And the rest, you do it yourself. Now, that's wholesale shopping. So just imagine how big your
Listen, I love Sam's Club because of Scan and Go.
Yeah, you can scan and go. And you also can pick them up. But that's what everyone's going to have to start doing for them to cut back on those labor. So you're just going to have to change your structure.
And part of that is that it's the perceived value of food, right? Like, you're only going to pay so much for green onions.
Right, right.
You're only going to pay so much. If one lemon was $2, right? Who would go buy a lemon? Nobody.
No, right now, but lemons are 79
cents. I just went 89 cents right now.
They're 79 cents.
And people are losing their crap because they're 89 cents. So imagine if you walked into the Piggly Wiggly tomorrow and the lemon was $2.50.
They're just going to have to buy it. And it's the same thing for the people who are accustomed to not cooking at home.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to figure out something, because McDonald's is no longer $3 and $4 for a value meal, or $6 or $7. You're paying $9, $10 for a value meal now. You know, so like all that stuff is changing. And like I think for the main customer, just don't understand what comes with $15 an hour. They just don't understand what comes with it. Now, all the business owners know.
Yeah.
All the business owners know, and we're petrified, and we're going to try and figure out how to do this and how to do that. And the reality is, we're going to have to put up with a lot of people getting upset because the prices of what we're doing, our services and everything, have gone up, including with gas and everything. Everything's just up. So, like, if you want this service, like, this is what it is.
And I think that's why I think that there's going to have to be a reckoning in terms of expectations. You know, expecting a restaurant to run on a 28 or even a 30% food cost anymore,
it's kind of gone out the window.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous.
Well, it's ridiculous for fine dining, of course, casual dining, but the fast casual and the fast food industry, it's going to be the same. They're not going to change those numbers because it runs on those numbers. They're just going to make it up in other places. And to be honest, those are the only restaurants that survive through all of this.
Well, and where they make it up is on dumb stuff that we don't even notice, but I notice because I'm OCD. Like, you know, you get one sauce packet now, one ketchup packet, you get 2 napkins. You know, unless you ask.
That's only if you ask for it.
Right. If you don't ask for a silverware pack, you're not getting a silverware pack. It's like all those you get one salad dressing. You know, like maybe a year ago, you go to the little salad spot, you get your salad, and it's got a 4-ounce salad dressing cup.
Now it has
it's a 2-ounce cup, and it's like money for extra. That's all of those little bitty, teeny tiny ways where they're gonna try to make it up. They can make it up, and then what I'm worried about though is for the employee experience. Like, is this, you know, lead toward the wage hike? Which I hope people watching don't get me wrong. I am so for it. I just feel like there's all these like nuances that have to be worked out. But is that going to take away from like paid vacation and health insurance and 401k match contributions? And you know what I'm saying? There's like a cause and effect for this.
It is, but you have to remember, we're still in America. People would adjust, and the ones who can afford it will afford it, and the ones who can't just going to have to figure it out. I mean,
and it's the ones who can't that concern me. I'm worried about the people who, with my nonprofit that I serve, they're already walking a very tight rope. Like
it's a reason why a lot of these big time factories and manufacturers took all this stuff and pushed it to China.
Yeah.
And this is just another added cost on the reason why they did it, because it's hard to afford to run these companies on numbers like this, on fees. And I think for a lot of people who don't know, unless they've been an owner, unless they've been an executive or a manager that dealt with numbers, they don't understand that part of it.
Yeah.
They just think, these guys are rich and doing whatever, and they are to a certain degree, but it's still fees and numbers that give certain types of results. I mean, like, most of our chicken come from China. People don't even know that. We take our chicken, we send it over there, they process it, and they bring it back.
Yeah, this is a thing, though, that I want people to consider, that in all these conversations and these programs and these thoughts, right, where they're claiming to help the working poor, if you don't think past the immediate situation, you create another set of problems. And I'm going to give you an example. I have a nonprofit, and we really work in that food insecurity and food access space. So I was on an urban food summit Zoom, and we were in our little breakout group, and a lady shared, she's like, I am frustrated because over the Thanksgiving holiday, we gave out turkeys and we found them in the trash. And I said, did it ever occur to you that there are two things? One, did you provide cooking utensils and a way to cook said turkey? Two, are you sure that the people that you're serving had an oven working to cook said turkey? Under-resourced people don't typically throw away food. No, they're not like, we're hungry and we got this turkey. I know what'll be fun. Let's toss it in the trash. Right. And so that's my concern with the $15 an hour. Like, are we looking at this like right now, immediate thing, but not looking at the overall ramifications of that change and how it's going to affect someone's day-to-day life? Like, having that $15 might be a good thing. Like, for example, like we were talking about with the stimulus and the tax return, that's all great right now. Mm-hmm. What y'all gonna do in September?
Right. Because the government is not going to continue giving money. It's going to cut out very soon.
Not for that at all.
No.
And another thing that we're working on, also is looking for a retail market space, also a farm, because like that's just a dying breed right now for like smaller markets is farming, and they giving money hands over fist, and you ain't paying taxes on farming. So I know where I'm at right now, Georgia, South Carolina, that whole area. A plot of land. I'm not trying to do cattle and chickens and stuff like that, but just on the fruit and vegetable side, that is something that's will be a part of Chef Feature Company in the near future. And like we're pushing hard for that. And like is a source, because even if you go, I deal with a lot of farmers markets and I see them, and everyone is like 60 plus. So and their kids and grandkids ain't trying to deal with that. It's very rare. So
we do kind of have a generation that is coming about. We do. And they're our age, between, 40 and 55.
Right.
They are investing into farming, African-American chefs, even people that are coming out of other careers are like, hold up, because of all the grants and all the money that's coming about. But also, I've seen they're buying farms so then they can help feed the desert areas, the food deserts. Because like not even 3 miles away from me, I'm in Springfield, North Jacksonville or whatever you want to call it. But there is a food desert not even 3 miles away that needs a grocery store, And Jacksonville, the city of Jacksonville, has $5 million to anyone that wants to open up a grocery store in a food desert area. People don't know that.
You can go to Forsyth Farmers Market right now, and I know about probably at least 6 farmers right now that's trying to sell their property. because they about to retire in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And it's from anything. It's for, you want to do honey, you can do honey. You want to do cattle, you can do cattle. You want to do fruits and vegetables, you can do fruits and vegetables. And it's a dying breed. And it's all it's tax-free money. You know, and giving you money on top of that. So
I think that, you know, just to kind of put a period at the end of this, I just want our younger culinarians to consider alternative culinary experiences. Like, there's another way to be successful in this industry that may not necessarily be like dying on the line every single day, because that industry is shifting.
Or just not investing in a restaurant, period, to be honest.
Right. But at the same time, we have to, I feel that we have that obligation to say, hey, here are your opportunities, you know, and it's our culture, it's our community that has to do that.
And I think that's where the social media is coming in. And like, you know, we talked about TikTok earlier, and we talked about YouTube, and you see these chefs that's, okay, I mean, I'm not going to get on Food Network, so I do my own Food Network. And you're seeing that, and it's paying. I mean, look, Tabitha Brown, I didn't know nothing about her until TikTok. She's on Ellen.
But she had been out. She had been out for a good 5 years before the TikTok hit.
Didn't know anything about her. Chef Lovely, she's on Oprah's network. I didn't know nothing about her. This dude, Darius, not a big fan of him. He put sugar in his grits. Eric, I don't want to hear nothing from you. That's a sin.
I don't eat grits, so you don't have to worry about it. I eat savory grits. I put sugar in his grits. My wheat.
He just did a video of smothered chicken with leftover fried chicken from Publix. But other than that, he used that platform to expand. And other than that,
is this the guy that's on Instagram?
He just threw me off.
I mean, we've already established that there's a lot of fuckery that goes on some of these videos. I have seen some shit where I'm like,
he has like 4 million followers. It's ridiculous.
Is this the one who just moved to Mexico?
I think so. Yeah, I didn't know he moved there. I thought he was just doing stuff over there. But yeah, got in the cookbook.
I just recently caught it. He popped up on my Instagram. I don't know how people be popping up on my Instagram. I don't be liking nobody, but you know,
I don't know. Instagram for real, y'all.
But that's like the power. I mean, we know how powerful social media are.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
but
so
we're finding different avenues to do that besides being in the kitchen.
Yeah. Right. Last question: what would Chef Pete today go back and tell Chef Pete who's entering the industry? If you could go back after, like right now,
entering the industry,
if you could go back and give yourself advice from where, if you today could go back in time and give yourself advice, what would it be? What would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself two things. Don't rush the process, and you don't have to be like anyone else. That's one. And two, all the money that you make sure you put yourself in a position where that money can make money.
There you go.
That's good.
Because if you think about our careers, you know, not to throw shade to anyone out there, but you know, we've been in a lot of good situations where we got a pretty good paycheck, and you know, we didn't always invest it in the right way.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, did I need an $800 ice cream maker?
I didn't need an Audi A6 after Super Bowl 2005, but I got one. So financial literacy is where I'm going. But,
right. So, Chef, I want to say thank you so very much for being on the show. I would love to bring you back and let's talk about the process of
developing
how you're putting your food out.
Okay.
You know, we didn't get to really talk about that because I think you got that kind of down pat now, as in the packaging, the branding, and actually that whole process of processing food and getting it out there. So I'm giving you an invitation now for you to get ready to come back, because I know we have a lot of guests out there that are trying to how to get their spice line out, how to get their margarita line out, all those kind of things. You've got that down. How many products do you have though? I didn't get to ask you that.
Total now, I have about 55.
Holy crap-a-moly, dude! So do you have a catalog?
So no, I haven't put one together. So right now, I only focus on 30 of them right now. The other 25 are on back order because what we talked about earlier with the packaging.
Right.
I mean, Local Boy hot sauce haven't been sold since December because at the end of December, I had one guy that bought 28 cases. So he kind of wiped me out for a long period of time. But the original hot sauce. So that's why I invented the tequila hot sauce.
My favorite hot sauce.
Yeah. I invented the hottest AF sauce and all those. Those things come because something else is taking long enough to come. But yeah, I'm at like 55 products right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
all Local Boy and Noel.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, it has been more than a pleasure to chat with you today, and I'm definitely looking forward to having you come back and just break down that whole process for developing product and selling it, because everyone thinks that you can just, I'm gonna just go on Amazon and buy some stuff and get a Cricut and print some labels, and it's like, nah, it's a little more difficult than that.
I think when I come back and y'all have me go in detail, it's a simple process. Just people just need to understand the process. And make sure they have a market for it too. Like you can't do anything without a market. That's one of the things that people don't realize I built up over the years is, the hot sauce is known now, but that hot sauce me and Erica have been having for the last 4 or 5 years. Like I remember giving it to Chef Arian on the
when we were in
Haiti. Yeah, in Haiti. I gave him a little sample bottle. How long ago that was?
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it didn't even have a name. It was just like, hey man, I'm working on this hot sauce. Check it out. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We will be back next Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Central.
And we have Chef Stefan, right?
Chef Stefan from Haiti. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Get ready to listen. All right. Thank you.